Hi YouTube, welcome back to another trying to fix another switch video. So in this video, this is another no power unit that I picked up, and it looks in pretty good condition, the housing at least. The screen, not so much, it's got quite a bit of scratching on it, but that's okay. As long as we can get it working, then that would be ideal. So this one, the guy said in the description, doesn't turn on, your typical stuff, but he says, whenever I give it a shake, you can hear something rattling. So here, give it a listen. Yeah, and that's coming from right here, and that's where the battery sits. And the only thing big enough in here to make that sort of rattle is definitely the battery. So the battery is loose. Not sure why the battery would be loose, because those things are adhered down real well in switch units that haven't been tampered with. So it kind of makes me think this has been opened before, but taking a look at the screws that you have to remove to get in here, doesn't look like they're tampered with, especially like these two and then this at the top. People usually either exclude them or they jack it up, getting them back in the switch, but they look okay. So how about let's try to turn it on. I'll show you in the amp meter what it's showing. I haven't done this yet, this is all blind. So, okay, I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna show you the amp meter real quick, since it's not in frame. 0.46. Okay, that's either slow charging, bad video chip, or bad NAND. Found out recently that the NAND being bad can throw a 0.46 because I got a blue screen switch that I should have made a video on, but I didn't. So I've been trying to work on that. I don't do ball grid array BGA repairs, but I figure you don't learn without trying. So I've been trying to, I removed this chip and I've been putting it back on, making sure it's clean, putting it on, planning on putting it on the ultrasonic cleaner, stuff like that, but I'm having trouble lining it up. So I'm actually thankful this switch came in, so that way I can take a look at the NAND chip to see exactly how it's lined up. Next time I do one of these blue screen repairs, I'll have to make a video on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this up so we can take a look at what's going on, especially with that battery. I'm curious to see. We got a little bonus. Oh, micro SD card, 32 gig. Wow, that's actually never happened before. Little accessory. So I used to repair a lot of Wii systems, and you would get a lot of SD cards in there. The flaps on the very top, where you had the GameCube ports, those flaps are actually removable. You could take them off. Most people didn't know that, but it seemed like a lot of people did because they were always gone whenever I would get my Wii's broken to fix them. People would just be rough with their Wii's or something, and all the Wii flaps were always gone. So I had hundreds of Wii flaps here, just as spares, and I've been trying to sell them off recently. But anyway, so the kickstand seems to be a lot like the Wii flaps were in quite a few broken units. You don't get your kickstand with it because people were rough with it. Oh no, that's not looking good. That looks like water damage. Okay, well, let's open it up the rest of the way. Alright, moment of truth. You ready? I don't think I'm ready. I feel like this is going to be bad. Okay. Alright, that is not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting a full everything to look like that. That looks like the only spot. Just the backlight. We could fix that. The water damage indicator is on, so water definitely got in here, but didn't seem to leave a whole lot of corrosion. How about that BQ chip? Does that look a little bit corroded? Maybe not. Okay, so the battery, this is 100% not a real battery. It's a knockoff. And that's why she's knocking around in there. Yeah, it comes right out. Well, it could have stayed if they'd have removed the adhesive strip, but okay, it makes it easier for us, I guess. Okay. Well, this is gonna need worked on since it's not turning on. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out everything else. Okay, it's ready to take out. You ready to see what the underside looks like? Okay, let's see. I see one weird spot right there. You see that? See if it can focus. Not gonna be able to get it focused. There's definitely something going on there. That's not supposed to look like that. We'll have to look at it under the microscope. Well, the good thing is this looks like it hasn't been worked on before. I'm the first person taking a look at this board like this. It was definitely opened up before because of that third-party battery, but it seems like they did a good job putting it back together. Well, better of a job than most people do. Okay. I think we've seen enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it under the microscope so we can take a closer look. Okay, here we are. So let's move the board around and see what we can see. I'm gonna start over here, far right, near the battery connector. Okay, over on the left side here, that's where we're at. We're heading toward. That's where the backlight is. Yeah, you can see that backlight. We got a bit of corrosion. And yeah, here's another hot spot. Over by this chip here, these capacitors are a bit blued out. There's the NAND. NAND looks weird in this corner. I hope that's not anything. Because once the NAND's gone, Can't fix that. Can't replace it, I mean. At least to my knowledge. If it's anything like iPhones, you might be able to get a machine that's able to flash it. We got some damage up here too. Because the NAND is bound by serial to the motherboard, and if you change it out, it'll just reject it. That. And then here's the other piece that was, or part that was just like bulldozed Don't know what happened there. That looks really bad though. It's like something blew up. Doesn't really look like water damage anymore. Like that looks like pretty severe water damage right there. Just in that one spot though. But this looks like water damage. You can see the blue right there. And there's a lot of black. So it looks like maybe it was water damage and it was attempted to be turned on. Then something blew. I don't know. Yeah, well, we've only got like 3 or 4 hot spots. It's there, here, and then the backlight on the other side of the board, wherever that was. Yeah, here, and then near over by this chip here. Okay. What should I start with? Well, it's not turning on. So let's see if we can get it to turn on. Backlight, we don't need backlight right now because we can plug it into the dock to see what it's doing. So for now, actually, yeah, before we start, let's test those capacitors under the CPU. And if it's going to be like last time, if a whole bunch of caps under the CPU are shorting, it's not really worth going on, is it? I don't know. Man, this one's a tough one. I think I'm gonna get another switch and take out its board so I can review the components on the back that may or may not be shorting the same as this one. I'll get back to you whenever I do that, so that way I have a reference to go off of. Okay, so a bit of an update. I went ahead and threw the whole board in the ultrasonic cleaner because, I mean, I was looking around at it and there wasn't anything that really looked terribly bad. And I went around and tested some capacitors around big chips and stuff like that, and I didn't see anything really big that was shorting, except for under the CPU, which, you know, hopefully this will do something about. I didn't end up taking another board out to use for reference. I just thought, well, we'll go ahead and throw it in there and see what happens. And since I already recorded myself going through and documenting where the corrosion was mainly at, I feel safe putting it in there, so whenever I take it out, I'll know where to look. I can go back through the video if I want to. But what we're gonna do right now is, this right here is the backlight flex. It's pretty bad. Let me show you. There. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a clean, and then the same thing with this little Joy-Con rail connector. I'm gonna clean it up as best as I can. So I've got my little flux brush here, and it's coated in alcohol. I just dipped it. Isopropyl alcohol, 99.9%. So I'm gonna lay it down and try to clean it as best as I can. Hopefully you can hear me alright with the ultrasonic cleaner going on in the background. Okay, I'll be back when the ultrasonic cleaner is done. Okay, so this just got out of the ultrasonic. I went ahead and took off the metal shielding, so that way it could get up and under these chips, hopefully. And I took off the eMMC as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. Maybe. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to give it a known good battery. Now we're going to plug it in, prompt it to boot, and see what happens. Let's see, how should I do this? I'm just going to face the camera toward it so you can see, and I'll tell you whenever I plug it in. Okay, there you go. Can you see it? Alright, I'm going to plug it in. Here we go. .46. Okay. 0. Oh, is it gonna... 1.2! Look at that! It's booting! It's turning on! Ho ho! It's working! Okay. Awesome. So now, we just gotta plug it into the screen to see what it's doing, see if, the LCD is working. Oh, look at that. What a result. Awesome. So I just needed a good clean. Okay. Alright. Oh, I'm excited. Now it's time to see if my cleaning of these ribbon cables was enough to get it to work again. The backlight, at least. I think the LCD was working. Although I couldn't really test that since it wasn't turning on before. But we can see if the backlight's not, well, we can see if the LCD is working apart from the backlight, because the backlight just lights up the LCD. So worst case scenario, we'll just shine a little flashlight onto the LCD to see if it's displaying. And if we see something on the display with the flashlight, we'll know it's just the backlight still. Okay. I'm gonna use this battery just to... No, I'm not. I'm gonna use the battery we know works. And then we'll add other points of failure later. So let me put in these cables and stuff first before I turn it on again. Okay, I'm just going to put in the LCD and the backlight. I'm not going to bother putting in the button flex that'll allow me to press the power button to turn it on, because it'll turn on whenever we plug it in, as you just saw. We don't need to toggle it on and off or anything. Just need it to turn on once. Okay, here we go. Good battery. Turn it over. Oh, well, I guess that can just sit right in there. That works out. Okay. Plug her in. Oh, look. The LCD is working. Yes. Look, and it looks fine. Absolutely fine. Wow. See what a good cleaning does? Brings it right back to life. Well, isn't that neat? Okay, I'm gonna try out the other battery now, the one that came with it. What do you do? Dead. Okay. So I might just need a good charge. Alright, so I'm going to let this charge up. And I'm going to put it the rest of the way back together. Mostly. You know, put in all the peripherals, the speakers, and, you know, the Joy-Con rails, that sort of thing. And the game card reader. And then once we have it together, we'll give it a test with all the components that it came with to see if everything's working as intended. And if not, we'll take it from there. But I'll see you then. So a bit of an update. I had it all together, and I plugged it up to the amp meter to see what was going on. Meant to hit record, guess I didn't. It turned on, got to the Nintendo logo, and then went black, and now it won't turn on again. I went and reflowed the NAND chip, the eMMC, pretty sure that's the NAND chip. And then I also heated up the CPU and the two chips next to it here on the other board, so I can show you what I'm talking about. This big one, and then these little ones under the shield, and then this eMMC thing, I heated that up just to reflow it, and then I tested the capacitors under the CPU again, and doesn't really seem like any change. I had that reference board now, referred it against that, nothing really stuck out. So now it's back in the cleaner, and I mean, I'll let it go for a bit, and we'll do the same thing again, and hopefully this time I'll remember to press record. So, I'll see you then. Okay, it's back from being cleaned yet again. So let's give it another test, see what happens, see if we get the same result as last time. Hopefully we'll see it booting. I'm gonna turn you toward the amp meter. There. Now you can see. Okay, plugging in now. Here's port 46. Is it gonna drop? Yeah, there's the drop. Okay, 1.20. That means it's booting. Oh man, I have no idea what that was about. Makes me wonder if it's gonna be a lasting fix then. If once I assemble it, it might just randomly decide to not turn on anymore. I don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble it, and we'll be able to see what happens whenever it's fully assembled. Okay, it's finally fully assembled. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. I don't know what my deal was. I was just having a hard time getting things in. So the only thing that isn't on is the metal plate and then the backing, but all the internals are in. So we'll be able to test whether or not all the functions are working. So let's go ahead and press power button. Nintendo. Okay. Yeah, before it just went to Nintendo and then that was it. It didn't do anything else. Speakers aren't working. Oh look, a digital version of Mario Odyssey. That's nice. I'll take that. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about why it might have done that before, and maybe it was just I didn't leave it sit long enough. So I do think this is going to be a lasting fix. It's just, you know, I might have touched it, started playing with it before things had time to dry, or, you know, a lot of different factors, but I do think this will be good. So I'll go ahead and get it all fully assembled, and then we'll test to see if it works on the dock. So actually, there's no point in fully assembling it and then testing whether or not it docks. That's pretty dumb. So I'll go ahead and test that right now. And whenever I fully assemble it, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, put down new solder paste and or thermal paste and, you know, that sort of stuff. So no point in filming that. Okay, here we go. Let's make sure it's lined up. Okay, screen went dark. Hey, there it is. Awesome. So docking works. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and fully assemble it. So I have some new information here. So here's the switch, and here's what happens. So put the battery in. We go to turn it on. We get Nintendo. It's booting. And then an error has occurred. 21530321. And I looked it up, and there are only a few people online who have ever experienced this, it seems. And it's the weirdest thing. So unplug the battery, give it a refresh, put the battery back in, and headphones. Plug in headphones. And then sometimes it'll boot past that error screen. It won't appear. But I didn't change anything. I mean, from the last you saw it, it was exactly the same here. It's still happening. But I played around with it a little bit off camera, and it did make it boot. The error would come up, I would put in the headphones, and then it would boot the whole way, but now it's not doing that anymore. So I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm gonna take out this cartridge reader where the headphone slot is, and replace it with another one. Although I think I did that when I was playing around with it and it didn't make a difference, but we'll do it here just so you can see. Also, I should mention all the people, the two that I found online who were experiencing this same issue, they had their Switch under warranty, so they just sent it back and got a replacement. So they didn't actually find the issue. So we might have to do some probing around, some diagnosing. Okay, error. Yeah, here it goes. Okay, so that other cartridge slot was a little bit messed up. It does look a bit water damaged still, even though it was put through the ultrasonic. Yeah, so here it is working. And then if I unplug the headphones, let's see. Yeah, instant crash. Error has occurred, that same error. Isn't that weird? I've never seen that before. I think I'm going to leave it here, and the next video will be me trying to figure out what this is, because this video has already gone on long enough. But yeah, so that's what we'll be doing next time. We got it working, we got it turning on, operating, kinda. You just gotta have headphones in for some reason. It's so strange. Yep. Okay. Well, thanks for coming by. If you liked what you saw on your way out, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, that'll do some good for my channel. Trying to grow this little repair community. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.